Senator Pauline Tully the need for the Minister for Health to make a statement on measures in place to provide accountability and answers for parents of children whose organs were retained without consent. Senator.
And good morning, Minister. Minister, I was contacted by Paula, who lives in Cavan, and Paula's son Tig was stillborn on Sunday the 5th of June 2016 in Cavan General Hospital. So she consented to an autopsy which was carried out on the 7th of June, and then she buried her little son on the 9th. Now, Tig's parents received the post-mortem report on the 17th of November 2016, which was a period of 5 months, but that's not the main issue that they have. Because a year after that, again, in November of 2017, which was 17 months after she had buried Tig, she received a phone call asking what did she want to do with her son's brain and left lung. So she was absolutely shocked and horrified. She did not know her son's organs were being retained. She had never been informed, or she had never given her permission for this. The autopsy on her son was carried out by Dr. John Gillen, and just to say, the post-mortem result did not indicate in any way that the organs had issues relating to his death. In fact, it was hospital error that was at the fault of her son's death. And then there was an inquest held, so it was March 2021 before she could actually bury these organs. So a full 5 years and 9 months had passed after she'd originally buried Tig before she could, and had to have the horrific experience of opening up his grave and opening up, as she said, her wounds of grief again, and to bury him whole. Now, in November of 2022, RTÉ did a primetime investigates programme into this issue, and it turns out that this Dr. John Gillen, and he has been named in the programme and he has been named publicly, and he has admitted himself that he's involved, that it wasn't the first time. Indeed, he's been involved in it seems like hundreds, maybe more, cases similar to this, where organs had been of babies who had died at birth or were stillborn, and he carried out the autopsy and he retained the organs. Because in the late 1990s and early 2000s, there was concern raised about this issue, and the government at the time did commission an expert report to investigate the scandal. And that was the result of that was published in 2009, and then the HSE subsequently initiated an investigation. And they found that one hospital, the Rotunda, had a very different practice to a lot of other hospitals, and that was the hospital where the pathologist, Dr. Gillen, actually operated from. And he was let go from that post on foot of these investigations. And then it is shocking to find that years later he's still been commissioned to carry out autopsies in different hospitals around the country by the same HSE who had commissioned the report and found that he should be let go for these practices, and he's still doing this. And apparently organs have been retained without permission or consultation up until 2020. So now it's almost 10 years since Tig died, and Paula and her partner and their family have never been told why their organs were kept. They never received an apology for this, and they don't feel that Dr. Gillen was ever held accountable or responsible. And as I said, she is not the only one. There are many other families in very, very similar positions, and it is very upsetting, and still very upsetting even after this length of time, that they feel they've been ignored. So if this could be looked into again, I mean, the evidence is there. We know who was responsible. I know there has been legislation passed which tightens up on all of this. It was the Human Tissue Bill in 2024. So, but so hopefully it will not happen again. But I think we still need to look at and deal with the cases where it has happened. Thank you, Minister.